Earlier in today's program, we learned about the asphalt paving process, including how the base was prepared prior to adding new asphalt, and how a driveway is actually paved. We saw a team of professionals working together to form a seamless blacktop surface, and learned a few tricks of the trade as well. Now let's once again meet up with Josh Strassman from DRS Asphalt Paving to finish up our driveway project and learn more about maintenance and color texturing. You know, one thing I noticed, Josh, is the amount of rolling that takes place in the asphalting process.
Yeah, there's basically two steps. There's a hot roller and a cold roller. The hot roller will get on it right away while it's still very hot. His job is to compact. One and only job is to get the density of the asphalt where he wants it.
While it's hot and
While
fresh.
it's still hot, because that's when it's going to move. That's when it's going to actually allow itself to compact. The finish roller will come on afterwards. It can be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour later, depending on the heat outside and the thickness of the asphalt. His sole purpose is to get all the lines and imperfections out of the asphalt.
And so the asphalt is still flexible enough, even within an hour or so afterwards, that a finish roller can take any of those imperfections out?
Yep.
You know, another thing I noticed is that when they started rolling, it was always at the high point. As we mentioned before, there's a pitch on the driveway to direct water, but they always start at the high point.
Yeah, whenever possible, you're going to want to start at the high point, because the roller is going to have most of its weight on the low side when it's tilted. So that's where the biggest line is going to be. So when you start at the high point, you're going to work that line out as you're going towards the low side.
Good. Again, an experienced contractor understands the little nuances of asphalting the driveway. Another aspect of this driveway was the color stamping or the printing.
Basically what we do is we pave it absolutely the same as we would a normal asphalt area. And then what we do, either while it's still hot or afterwards, we take a wire mesh grid and we lay it in the asphalt after it's been heated or it's still warm, and we imprint it to give it that special look of brick or decorative concrete.
Oh, so does it remain black, or do you actually paint it then?
We actually do add a color to it. We want to add to the accent, not only with texture, but also with a visual color as well. And the color is completely up to the homeowner. There's any number of colors to choose from.
And different patterns as well.
Exactly.
So this is going to look nice. So they're going to have kind of a brick edge, and it looks like an ashlar slate leading in just to the rear entryway and then up to the sidewalk here as well.
Yep, just a little extra visual to you know, tell people this is how you come in, this is where we want you to go, and it just leads them towards where you want them to go.
And of course, since you're imprinting it, you don't have to worry about any cracking that's going on, so there shouldn't be any plant material growing up in between. Breaking down.
Because it is an impervious surface, it doesn't have any cracks or voids in it like you would in hand-laid brick. You're not going to get those weeds and things growing up back through it.
As I look at the edges, some of these edges don't have dirt or aren't backfilled. Should they be backfilled up against it by the home?
Absolutely. They should be backfilled as soon as you can. What this prevents is edge cracking. If you were to drive a load off the side of your driveway, because there isn't anything supporting it over there, what that'll do is round the edge off, and you're very likely to see a crack in that asphalt prematurely.
And along the lines of cracks in asphalt, is there any maintenance a homeowner should be aware of?
The only maintenance that we recommend is crack filling. Generally 5 to 8 years down the road, you'll start to see some, or hopefully long linear cracks. That is where the asphalt has flexed and moved and broken. And we recommend when it reaches about 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, meaning width and depth, then you come in with a hot rubber and you fill those cracks. And that prevents water from getting underneath that asphalt, infiltrating the base, and in the winters getting under the asphalt and freezing and moving that asphalt more than it would naturally.
Well, it sure seems like there's minimal maintenance with an asphalt driveway if it's been professionally laid and you have the right mix, because as you mentioned previously, with that rubber and fiber in this mix, they should experience very little cracking.
Yes.
So how long until they're allowed to drive on this?
Generally, we recommend 3 days before you drive on your new asphalt. The first couple days, especially if it's really hot, you know, you're going to want to keep foot traffic off it. The first year in general, the first entire summer, it's going to remain a little bit softer. After that full year, it's completely cured, and it'll be hard enough to do whatever you want.
Well, I bet the homeowners are going to be just ecstatic when they get home from work and take a look at this. It looks beautiful to me, and after seeing the professional process, I can't imagine they're not going to get years of use out of it. Thanks a lot for coming on and showing the process to us.
Thank you.
Now here are some key points to help summarize today's show. A long-term quality asphalt driveway always begins with a good base. So know how the surface you're having paved is going to be prepared and how it is supposed to drain when it's completed. Next, learn all of your options when repaving or adding a new blacktop driveway. There's recycled base material, rubberized mixes, and even color texturing options for you to consider. And finally, work with an experienced local asphalt contractor. Know where the mix is coming from, how long they've been in business, and of course, always check references.
Well, we're all out of time for this week's show. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time on today's Home Remodeler.